Hey Zion, this is Nisha, and I wanted to touch bases on the Sabbath because it's always a reoccurring conversation. And I think people just, including myself, can't wrap our head around it to understand it. The only way I understood it was to actually replace the Sabbath day with something else in modern day times. If we go to Mark chapter 2, and we can start at verse 23. Hold on, let me get my glasses. There we go. Verse 23. And the heading is the Lord of the Sabbath. One Sabbath, Jesus was passing through the grain fields, and and he and his disciples began to pick the heads of grain as they walked along. So the Pharisees said to him, "Look, why are they doing what is unlawful on the Sabbath?" Jesus replied, "Have you never read what David did when he and his companions were hungry and in need? During the high priesthood of Abiathar, he entered the house of God and ate the consecrated bread, which was lawful only for the priest, and he gave some to his companions as well." Then Jesus declared, "The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Therefore, the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath." And you'll see people even using Genesis 2, where it says the seventh day. Hence, how you get the Seventh Adventist and why they believe in the Sabbath day rest. Thus, the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array. And by the seventh day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on that day, he rested from all his work. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because on that day, he rested from all the work of creation that he had accomplished. So when the Son of God and the Son of Man, Jesus, or Yeshua, said Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. The logic behind that is let's use something modern day. Let's replace it so that your brain can understand the logic. A car wash is designed for you. You, however, were not designed for the car wash. There's a purpose assigned by the creator of the thing, not by the user of the thing. So the creator of the car wash, there's a purpose for this car wash, but the purpose is not defined by you. It's an asymmetrical purpose. For example, a chair is made for you to sit on, but you weren't made to sit on the chair all day. A phone is made for you to use, but you weren't made to serve the phone, even though if you look in society today, it does seem like that, but it's not. Another example, a house is built for you to live in, but you weren't built to live for the house. And I know that seems redundant if you're looking at the world today and everybody's working to pay their mortgage. That's all men stuff, okay? The object's purpose points towards you. Your purpose points towards your life, your goals, your identity, not towards the object. So your object purpose, the Sabbath rest, points towards you. You don't point toward the Sabbath rest, which is what Jesus was explaining. The Sabbath rest is made for man, not man for the Sabbath rest. Your identity, your purpose isn't tied to that. And I know it feels kind of philosophical because you're trying to touch on a deeper idea, deeper things. But just because something benefits you doesn't mean it defines you. Sabbath day rest does not define you. It benefits you, but it doesn't define you. It's not tied to your ID, your identity. Okay? This is what makes some sects of Christianity weird, because they've tied their identity to a thing and it defines them. That is not what Jesus was saying. He said it was made for you, but not you for it. It is not your identity. It's an object, it's a thing. Okay? We can enjoy the car wash, use it, benefit from it. We can enjoy the Sabbath day rest, use it, benefit from it. But it doesn't mean it exists for you. Like, it is part of a construct, an idea, a thing. So, lastly, if you think of it like a one-way street, the object is the Sabbath day rest. It serves you. So in Jesus' statement in Mark 2:27, it's not random. It's a purpose statement. The Sabbath serves humanity. Humanity does not exist to serve the Sabbath. This is the same asymmetrical purpose I'm talking about. The car wash is made for you, but you are not made for the car wash. Jesus is saying the exact same thing about Sabbath. In Mark 2, verse 23 through 28, Jesus exposes the Pharisees with their backwards logic. In that passage, the Pharisees treat the Sabbath like a master and humans like servants. Jesus flips it. The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. And that also meant the same thing. God created Sabbath as a gift, not a burden. We have a problem with making things a burden. The Pharisees turned it into a burden, not a gift. They reversed the direction of the purpose. In Genesis chapter 2, the Sabbath was a blessing, not a chain. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 2 through 3, God rested and blessed the seventh day. He sanctified it, set it apart. Notice what it doesn't say. It does not say Adam was commanded to keep a Sabbath. It does not say humanity was created for the Sabbath. It does not say Sabbath existed as a law for mankind in Eden. It's more on what it doesn't say than more than what people make it out to say. It's not there, guys. It's not there. The Sabbath is introduced as a pattern of rest, a gift, a blessing, always to serve one another. It's not a requirement placed on Adam. He didn't say Adam. Okay, after you get through tending to the animals and caring and subduing all the creatures and tending to the fields, I command you to do a Sabbath day rest. It's not there. Okay, the Pharisees treated it like a requirement placed on all humanity. Jesus corrects them. That's why they hated him. And I will always say Jesus was in the game of roasting legalists, Pharisees, and scribes. He was sharp. He was witty. He knew the law and he knew what it didn't say. Matthew chapter 12, verse 1 through 12. Jesus doubles down. Okay? He doubles down. He's standing 10 toes down. He like, I'm going to die on this hill of Golgotha. This is the same story told with even more detail. Jesus gives 3 arguments. 3. David ate consecrated bread. Human need against ritual religion. Always that rituals and religion in the way. The second scenario he gave, priests work on the Sabbath and are blameless. He put service to God and then he pitted it against Sabbath restrictions because they wouldn't heal anybody. So how are you serving God, which is to serve God's creation, humanity, and then be restricted by this thing? Number 3, something greater than the temple is here. Jesus himself was the Sabbath law. Then he drops the mic, okay? Is it lawful? I'm sorry, not is it. It is lawful to do good on the Sabbath. It is lawful to do good on the Sabbath. So doing good is an action. So the Sabbath cannot override mercy. The Sabbath cannot override human need. And the Sabbath definitely cannot override Christ. His logic was the opposite of Pharisaic logic. And this is the problem we see today. People who insist Sabbath is mandatory for salvation or righteousness are repeating the same error. You tell them this, but they don't see it because there's a rafter in their eye, or maybe they're just blinded. The veil is still on their hearts, which was the law. Okay? They make the Sabbath the master and the humans the servants to it. Jesus said the Sabbath is a servant and humans are beneficiaries. Yes, I like resting a day off or two. Okay? They reverse the purpose. They treat the Sabbath like a requirement, a test, a covenant sign for all humanity. But biblically, the Sabbath was a sign between God and Israel. Okay? I can hear the Hebrew Israelites, the black Hebrew Israelites behind me. I mean, there's some weird people, but you know what? If they love it, I like it, even though I hate it. If that makes sense. Jesus fulfilled the law in Matthew 5:17. Believers enter rest in Christ. They don't understand what that rest is because they think that believers in Christ are to be assigned to some type of perfection. It's not happening in our flesh. Even the Pharisees back then and the ones today that want to perfect their flesh, they cannot. They're liars. Is God a liar when he said all men are liars? Because if they say they're not, then they're calling God a liar. Josh, I mean, it's just, it's so just crazy. It's crazy town what religion and rituals do to people. It's crazy town. So to end this, I will always say Sabbath cannot define you, control you, or enslave you, because it was made for man and not you for it. Bye, Zion.